Hey everybody, Sean here, Hometown Hype, Custom Apparel. So I see a lot of comments out there, and I've seen it mentioned many places, that in order to start your DTF printer, you have to like waste 15 or 20 feet of paper. That's not true, okay? That's not true. And if you're not sure how that process works, I'm about to show you. So I have a print file here. It's about to finish printing, it's 95%. I'm gonna show you guys the process that I use every time I print to make sure you waste zero paper. The only paper you're really wasting is for your nozzle checks, right? And like a few inches at the end. So we're at 97%. All right, I'm gonna let this go. Now, the beginning part of this process is just the normal process. And it's gonna take a few minutes for the paper to get from where it is now down here to the bottom, where I'm gonna show you what I do, okay? There we go, my printer's going back. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm immediately gonna open this up, right? I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna go on my thing and I'm gonna hit manual. So it starts sucking. Now it's gonna suck the paper up. For this point, I'm gonna make sure that my suction is on. Now I don't know if everybody's DTF printer has a suction setting, which is the vacuum that holds the paper down against, oh, I gotta fix this. It holds the paper down against the belt, okay? Mine has that, it's great. I'm not sure how you would start actually, now that I'm thinking about it, so this process requires that you have that vacuum suction, because when I start and I feed a blank piece of paper, and I feed the end onto the belt here, right, I need that suction to get it started, to get it sucking through the machine. So we're about right here, you can see, sucking the paper through. I just did a really small print file today. Up, it's rolling. So when I first start my prints rolling on there, a lot of times if it's fresh and there's not any extra paper, which is what this method causes, sometimes they'll like wrinkle up because they don't quite have the support yet. You can put one of the cardboard, one of those blank cardboard, they look like wrapping paper tubes on there. It does help it. I just don't always feel like I need it. So this thing's sucking through. I have my belt speed, I think it's at a 3, which I think is about right. Now, when I do this process, the first step, okay, is I'm gonna turn off my belt roller right here. So it's in the 1 position, which means it's rolling this way, right? I'm gonna set it to 0. Let me fix it one more time so I don't ruin these prints. We're almost there. We're getting there, guys. Sorry. This is in real time. And once you're at this point, time is of the essence. So really, to cut this paper the way you're going to see me cut it, to hold the powder on there, which is another part I do, and make sure you don't touch it. It really requires 3 hands. I definitely can't do it with 1 hand. So I'm going to put the phone down. Hopefully I'm going to put it down in a way that shows you guys what I'm doing. Okay? So look into here, you can see we're almost at the end here. I'm gonna let the end of the print get about like midway high, okay, before I pause it. And I'm gonna work fast because I don't want the prints that are in the oven right now to over cure, okay? So I'm gonna flip this around. I'm gonna get in a position here, okay? So it's coming up. I'm gonna wait till it's about right here. And I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna show you guys what I do. I'm gonna work fast. A little bit more. Hopefully you can see. Okay, I'm gonna hit the pause button so everything stops. Okay? I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna push the powder into the middle. I do not let my machine distribute the powder. I distribute the powder to keep the humidity proper. Okay, I'm just gonna cut half. I have a razor blade here in my hand. I'm just gonna cut a line like this. I'm gonna get my thumb in there, okay? I'm gonna cut the paper to the end, only halfway. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side and get my finger in there like this. So I'm pitching it together. Okay, bang, bang, and then I'm gonna cut the end right here like this. Okay. Oh, almost did a little bit. Let me just finish it. Almost. Ooh. Okay. Now, what you don't see off camera is I'm pouring this powder back into the bag. All right. Now I'm gonna let this. I'm gonna hit resume or manual. Okay, you need to have your suction on for this part. But do not forget to turn this off. If you turn that off, if you leave that on, what's gonna happen is it's gonna suck the paper through super quickly and your prints aren't gonna cure properly. So suction on, roller off, very important, okay? When I'm done, what I'm left with is this amount of paper, right? You can see it's hanging into the machine. And I'm gonna go back here and keeping tension on it, I'm gonna put my hand right here like this. And with my other hand, I'm gonna just roll it back onto the roll while keeping it under tension, okay? That part's important. And then you will have not wasted 15 to 20 feet of paper, right? And we all know how expensive film is, and that's a huge savings. So like as this is going, every once in a while, I'll just roll it. I'll just roll it up a little bit like this. I really need a cameraman. Just roll it up just to its end. I don't want it to pool, right? I don't want it pooling the paper through too quickly. All right, that's the key there. And it will, it'll suck that paper through so fast if you forget that step. Now that I'm done with this, I'm just gonna close this up, put my lid on it. All right, I'm just gonna keep watching here, get this all good. Typically the way that I work this is what I'll do is I have a process that's down to the second. So I run, my printer's done, it's done printing, I immediately start a clean cycle, I let it run, I start a second clean cycle, so it goes through 2 cleaning cycles. Then I'm able to jog the head to the side, clean my wet capping station so that it has clean capping solution, and get it back into position before the print needs cut at the end. So it's literally down to the second, right? I have this worked out. So anyway, the end of the print is coming out here. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the rollers back on like this, and I'm just gonna hold the end. And I'm just gonna let them cool a little bit. There, it's under tension now. I'm just gonna let it cool a little bit, right? And let it drop, let it roll up, and I'm done. Okay, turn off my powder shaker, right? Today, I'm gonna have to do my normal cleaning stuff just because I wasn't able to do it in the interim between the time the paper was at the top down to all the way down to the bottom. But hopefully this, guys, will save you some paper. I don't know if this is I hear people say all the time, you have to use 15 feet of paper to even get started. No, you don't. Now, like I said, that does require that your machine has one of these suction systems that holds the paper down against it. One thing I will warn about, so if you have a fresh piece of paper and you just feed it into the machine, right? You lay it on top there and it's sucking it through by itself. What happens is the edges curl a little bit, and the lip of the curl can get stuck underneath here. That's like a 1/4 inch of clearance there. So you need to watch and be paying attention to make sure that your paper is coming out the other side and not getting jammed up in there, because if it gets jammed up, it tends to flip over and it'll ruin any prints that is such. Those prints are scalding hot, right? And they're soft still before they come out of the machine. So those will definitely ruin your prints, so don't let that happen. What I do is I keep one of these little swabby things, one of these swabs, and I'll kind of fish it out, or I'll just unhook here, right? And I'll lift this up and I'll just guide it out. And that way it doesn't ruin my prints, because no one likes to have to go through a whole new print cycle to like redo 2 prints. That sucks. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I hope someone finds this helpful. Have a great day.